Sweet.
All right. You hear me now? All
Yep.
right.
Just
All right.
touching.
No,
Cool.
no.
All right. So Richie here with Casual Dinker, and I'm here with Rodrigo from Picklenova, both veterans, living in Utah and whooping ass in pickleball, or at least trying to.
I'm trying it. Hey, man, what's up? How's it going? Thanks for the invite. Really appreciate this. And yeah, veteran-owned company. Both of us served. So thank you, Rob, for your time that you served, and I'm still serving. So I still got time to go.
Yeah. How many more years before you can punch?
So I've served for 13 so far. So
Okay.
7 years.
Yeah.
And day that comes, I hit that 20, man. I'm punching that ticket,
Right at 20,
Oh yeah.
you're not going to go over at all?
No, 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 no. I know people that they've done. A good friend just retired of 33 years of
Oh
service.
my gosh.
I
33.
Yeah, I don't see myself. You know, that's devotion. I think that's passion, right? And
Yeah.
I've asked a couple of friends, other senior leaders, of why they feel that a lot of members, either active duty, reserve guard, whatever, serving in the military, it is hard for them to let go, right? One of the things is let go, or they're just so comfortable feeling needed at that type of scale, right? Because I mean, you're needed, you have wisdom, you have the knowledge, the experience, etc. For me, man, like I served my 20, I've served my country, I'm out. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably also that sense of duty and that you're able to potentially make change in people's lives. Because you got to think, let's say you're a chief master sergeant in E9 and you're running 100 people and you're making changes to people's lives. You're seeing people grow and expand their knowledge and capabilities. What are you going to do when you get out if you can't do that? You know, if you're finding joy and stuff, I could probably see that being another reason.
It is right. So and I agree totally with you. So um, normally, like on my civilian job, so I'm a logistics
Mhm.
manager, right, or DLA. So I'm over 43 people that I have to manage. But my PM, my program manager, is a retired lieutenant colonel in the Marine, right?
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So when we talk, like it is hard to transition from being in the service for so long to come and deal with civilians. That was one thing for me because I've always been Air Force and working for active duty, right?
Mhm.
And then now coming to the private sector when I'm dealing and managing civilians that have no idea
Yeah.
how the military works and being like black and white. Even for me, it has been a challenge just to change my ways on how to manage people because in the military it's very black and white. You
Yeah.
tell somebody you respect their rank and then they got to do what you tell them to do.
Yeah.
And then the changes, right, kind of like you said, like an E9 senior chief master sergeant, even a commander at that level. I feel that those people can serve so much because they're seeing the changes, they're developing people, they're developing different programs in the military service that they can see the change and the growth in people. So I think it's just dedication, drive, a different
Yeah.
motive, right? That can make you. And again, I'm in 13 years. Who knows if when I hit that 20, I'll be like, yo, I want to continue. Nobody knows, you know what I mean? But right
Yeah.
now, I'm waiting for that 20 so I can start.
Yeah. I would have stayed in longer too, but my job was boring as shit.
What did you do?
So when I moved down here, I was with Air Force Global Strike Command. So with the new Sentinel program that's coming online, the weapon system, I would just sit in meetings with engineers and other big brain people. And I mean, there's a reason I joined the military, right? I wasn't going to college for a math degree or anything like that. So I'm just a wrench turner.
Yeah.
So sitting in those meetings were just boring. I just Air Force doctrine and uh, just all the nonsense,
You
right?
just want you just wanted to blow shit up, huh? That's
I
what you
wanted
wanted.
to turn a wrench or manage a shop. Because before I moved down here, I ran a shop of 17 guys, and that was the best job I've ever had.
Yeah.
I mean, being safe, like I said before, seeing the growth in people, pushing people beyond their limits because you know they have it in them, right?
Right.
And then them coming back to you and being like, you know what, I'm glad you did that because this is the best thing I've done, in my career so far. And that was
Right.
super rewarding to me. But I loved Utah so much I had to move back. Plus, I did 10 years in Minot, North Dakota.
Oh yeah.
So
Beautiful place. Beautiful place.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's very flat.
Yeah.
So yeah. But so yeah, I would have stayed in longer if I would have stayed in a position like that where I was able to mentor people and help people out. But I would have been a master sergeant or E7 that whole time because there was no way I was going to do all the ass
Yeah.
kissing and all the extra time just to make extra rank. So
Yeah. No, it's satisfactory, right? I mean, just satisfying to help people to see them develop. So what I do, so I started as a vehicle maintainer, right? So I was turning wrenches too, but I got challenged about 5, 6 years ago to be the training manager
yeah,
for my squad, and it's just a different service that you give, right? And just making sure that everybody is on point, everybody's on task to do what they're supposed to do in the military. So it's very satisfying to see them grow, right?
yeah,
So, so that's oh, we have a question over here. They say, when do you think we will get pickleball courts on base? Holy shit! You know what? I've actually looked into that. I don't know if you know anything about that one, Rob, but I looked into it last time that I was I knew someone from services, right? And everything in the military, everything government, it comes down to funding. All right.
yep,
So
yep,
there's no funding, then nothing happens. Uh, and I think pickleball courts are not really priority for the base commander, to be honest with you. But they do have two pickleball courts, believe it or not, crappy as shit. In front, you know where the bowling alley is on base?
yeah,
At, okay,
yeah,
behind it, and then you have the schoolhouse, right? You have the ALS schoolhouse,
yep.
military school. So right in between those two, there are two
Tennis courts, right?
tennis courts, but they are marked as
Oh,
pickleball.
oh, right on.
Have two nets for it. So me and my wife, we went one time, and I mean the floor is cracked, it's crappy. I mean nothing to be proud of, but at least they have
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean?
Didn't I thought didn't they have a tournament last year or earlier this year on
Yeah,
base? But I didn't know if it was on those courts or they did it at the base gym.
they did it at the base gym, and they've done. So last year was their first, I believe, and then they're running it again. Uh, I tried to hop on one of those, obviously to bring Picklenova.
Yeah, why not?
I guess I was just too late for the registration for vendors and
Mm.
things like that. So I do have a point of contact and possibly, reach out to that guy. Maybe you and I can go together and then have like, two companies on that. Pickleball, it's growing no matter where you go. So I think it's great opportunity to have a clothing brand. Different styles, obviously, your style versus mine, totally different styles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that guy did it last year, and then doing it again this year. So
No, that's awesome. I think it's just a matter of time before you'll start to see pickleball courts on bases because let's be honest, who's ever seen someone playing tennis on a military base? So I've never seen anyone utilize the tennis courts there. So, like I said, I think it's just a matter of time.
yeah,
Probably it would take another year or two for it to pick up more. And once you get a colonel or a general that runs the base that loves pickleball, you'll see that shit pop in, right? They'll find funding.
definitely. No, I had to agree with you. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. All right. So I got a question for, well, I got like 6 questions for you.
Yeah, I didn't
How did you get into
know
pickleball? How
what.
did you get into pickleball?
Man, so this is getting to know Rodrigo, right? So I've always been a sports guy all my life. Played soccer, basketball growing up. In high school and college, I played water polo. I'm
Oh,
always
wow.
been into water. I played water polo for like about 5, 6 years, and I was in the swim team, right? Anyway, moved to Utah about 2004, and I've always played church ball, right? So
Okay. What's
church play
that?
basketball,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
just, just at a church, right?
Yeah. Gotcha.
So play a lot of that. Anyway, COVID hit us, right? Famous COVID,
Yeah.
and I stopped. But prior to that, I tore my ACL and my meniscus on my right knee. Uh, Obviously, playing basketball, right? So I tore that, had to have surgery, and I kind of like stopped playing. Went to PT and whatnot. Then I started playing basketball again with the homies, and I broke my elbow
Oh,
playing basketball,
damn.
right? So just breaking apart, right? So anyway, COVID hits, and my good buddy, one of my best friends, Justin Vicente, he goes, "Hey, bro, let's just play some pickleball." And I'm like, what is that, bro? I mean, I don't know, right? And he's like, YouTube it, Google it. I'm like, so I do, right? And I'm like, nah, man, I'm not doing no old people sports. Pretty much it's like old people,
Yeah.
playing pickleball, right? So I stopped. We didn't even do anything. Couple years, probably like I said, like about a year later, he asks me again, and my wife just came back from a deployment, and I said, "Hey, Justin is asking if we want to go play some pickleball," and she's like, "Sure, why don't we just try it?" We did the whole thing, watch a video, whatnot. And the moment I stepped on that court, that was the worst mistake I've ever made in my life. I'm a competitive person.
Yeah.
I especially, any sports, board games, anything. I'm just competitive, and I got hooked, man. I tell you, I got hooked. Loved it. Loved the fact that when you see it, it's so easy, right? When you're just observing the game, you're like, oh, this shit is easy.
Yeah.
Then when you're playing, you're like, it's not easy because now you're just like, holy shit, man! Like I can even hit the ball over the net, right?
Yeah.
So I've been playing for 2.5 years, and love it. If I could retire right now, I think on my spare time I will play pickleball all the time,
Yeah.
right? And kind of like a professional. Just I will just play not at a professional level and get paid money, So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
It's
that
pretty much the same route for me. When I moved down here, my mother-in-law um, asked me to come play, and I played racquetball in the Air Force, not for the Air Force, but just played base level stuff. And then ping pong. I love ping pong. We used to play ping pong all the time. So that's how I got into it because I was like, well, this translates super easy, racquetball and ping pong. And I just picked it up really quick. And like you said, once I stepped on that court, and I'm competitive too, it was a no brainer. My body's like, yep, you can do this.
yeah,
So,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely. So no, I love it. My two best friends, you know, this Robert Cepeda and Justin Vicente. Justin is kind of like who introduced us to pickleball, pretty much, right? And he's just like me, like just passionate, wants to play pickleball all the time. Matter of fact, right now he's in fall brawl down in
Oh,
St. George in that big tournament, just playing pickleball this weekend. You know what I mean? So
nice.
I haven't hit that one yet, but I've heard great things about that tournament. So maybe next year I'll convince the wife to take a family trip down to St. George and go over there. So
Heck yeah. That'd be awesome.
yeah.
I need to get a little bit better before I join one of those big tournaments, or find a better partner.
It's about the experience.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So how did your service in the military? How did that translate to pickleball, or how did that help you, if anything, start your own
Like
business with
to be
pickleball?
to be honest, man, I nothing. It hasn't helped me. Like benefit wise, right? Being a veteran, things like that, or utilizing whatever's out there,
Yeah.
uh, perks that I get as a veteran for a small business. Um, I have not utilized any of that, right? I have not educated myself in that sense. Uh, Other than the experience and the networking that I have built in the military has
Yeah.
helped, if we will, right? Uh, but in reality, it's just me, right? It's just me, my idea. Uh, it started off with two business partners. Now I'm just running it by myself, you know, with my wife, and just creating my own
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean? Like creating my own designs, my own logos. But yeah, like I needed to look more into it. So how about you? Because I know you've mentioned before when we talked before, you've asked me a couple of questions about if I have registered for this and registered for that when it comes down to the whole veteran thing, right? And I really don't have idea or where to even start with that, right?
Yeah. So I don't know how I thought, well, I've never run a business before in my life.
Right.
My family's never run a business. Pretty much, my dad, he did concrete. My mom was just jumped from job to job. Um, so I took, was it Boots to Business at the Readiness Center. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And it sounds pretty simple. So I was like, you know what? Let me check out some cool pickleball shirts if there is any. Looking on Etsy and stuff, garbage, just garbage shirts, just horrible designs. I mean, who wants a shriveled up pickle, dancing or something on the court? This is stupid designs. And I was like, well, I can come out with something better than that. So I just started drawing ideas, and I would show them to my mother-in-law and some other family members that played pickleball, and they're like, dude, these are good, you should probably start a shirt business. And I was like, all right, let me just jump right in head first, not knowing anything about it. But the boost to business helped, and then getting the veterans was it SBA, the Small Business Association,
Okay.
help was good too. They had a lot of resources, but and YouTube. I think, like you mentioned before, YouTube helped a lot
Yep.
with starting
Yeah.
stuff.
If you're not YouTube certified or anything, I really recommend anyone that's watching this video, right? Because I mean, that's how I've learned a lot of this. Um, Never had an idea on how to run a business. Okay, my family has not owned a business either. On the side of my wife's side, they do have a business. Right? Barely started off like about 2 years ago. But like I said, when me and my previous business partners we started this, it was just an
Yeah,
idea. The three of us didn't have a clue, right? We just, hey, we've been friends forever, and you're good at this, you're good at that, and you're good at that. So let's just combine all those three powers and let's just figure something out. And that's how Picklenova was created, right? Uh, Everything else had no clue, right?
yeah,
I mean, no idea on how to start, how to do it. And like you mentioned, right, YouTube is kind of like one of the ways, and then the networking also.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
uh, now after 2 years of running the business, seminars, financial seminars, small business association, things like that, that we are slowly just getting all that information that we just we just didn't know that, right? Or
yeah,
we just don't, because nobody tells you, hey, here's the manual on
no,
how to do a business or how to be successful in a business, right? I feel that it takes a lot of time, right? A lot of time, a lot of dedication, a lot of work to move something, regardless of what it is. Regardless, I think like you and I were talking the other day, regardless of what you're moving, a t-shirt, a hat, you're moving food, you have to put in the time, and it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of patience
yep,
to see something come
yeah,
out of this, right? Um, so I think I didn't have anything. I have not hit up the Airmen's Readiness Center either to like find out if there's like, some financial assistance, for instance, or any type of seminars that will guide you to do this or go this route or try this other thing, right? But yeah, so that's kind of how we've been doing things right now, you know.
So how did you come up with Picklenova, the name itself? Like, is there a story behind it, or was it just you know,
So
put
remember,
pickle and you were driving a Chevy Nova or
hey,
what?
so that's a good story. No, there is. So like I said, you know, it was the three of us, right? And because we were just brainstorming all these craziness, the passion of pickleball, the passion of being competitive, the passion of the sport, and not only pickleball but sports, because the three of us are like super athletic, always been in sports all our lives, and so we started thinking, okay, we need to have something that kind of like associated with the sport. So we said, okay, pickle, right?
Yep.
Uh, just too cheesy. Like so, then we started like just coming up with ideas, and then I think one of us said, "What about Picklenova?" Right? It took us a long time to come up with the name, but normally we said, "So what is a Nova?" Right? Other than the Chevy Nova, right?
Yeah.
Then we looked it out. It's a constellation, right? It's a constellation that it's a very unique constellation, right? So it's when it starts, it creates this beautiful constellation, lights and everything. So it's just one of a kind, and that's pretty much. So then we like the meaning of what the Nova really was, other than the car, obviously. You know, so it's just a brand new, unique pickleball company, clothing company, and it was catchy. The name was catchy, right? I mean, Pickle Nova.
It is.
So
It is catchy.
it is catchy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so then that's how we came up, right? And then we agreed, and then we started like I started like playing around with different logos, different ideas, just to kind of like, okay, how do we incorporate something with the name, right? And that was kind of like they just tasked me with it. They're like, okay, hey, you're the visual, the artistic one, so do whatever you think that it would good. So it took me a minute to come up with something, or to come up with our icon, right? Our little the P
Yep.
as a paddle and everything, and but it's good. It's catchy. People know. I guess they know the name,
Yeah.
right? And but yeah, that's kind of like our story. You know how we started. And it's kind of funny to even think about it because it's been 2 years. You know, since we had that kind of meeting, the three of us. So it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's a good story. I like that. Yeah,
So how?
and Nova, that's pretty cool. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That and a lot of people don't know that, right? So like if you hop on my website, we have a description of what we are about, right? So there's one that we talk about who we are and why we do this, but then also we explain what Pickle Nova really
Yeah.
means. Yeah.
Huh. Cool.
How about Casual Dinker? How do you come up with that?
Just by chance. I uh I was running through all these different names and I was kind of stuck on this one. It was the salty pickle, just due to the Salt Lake and stuff. And I was like, ah, that's cool. I think I could work with that. So I drew up some designs and it just it didn't really grab hold of me as a good company name.
Yeah,
I'm sure there might be one out there already that's the salty pickle, but I didn't see any at the time. So I was like, well, I used to drink a lot, and dink, I mean, it's close to drinking, and the phallus and all that stuff. It could be play, the big play on words. So I was like, well, I don't drink much anymore. I'm just a casual. I was like, casual dinker. And I was like, boom, that's it. Yep.
yeah,
I was like,
that's
that's it. But it took me a while to come up with or find the font that I wanted to utilize.
yeah,
I would say it took me about a good 2 months to
yeah,
find the font. And then I modified it with the pickleball paddle and the pickleball. And then that just stuck. Like, it was nice to have that logo, have it finalized, and then start pushing that and utilizing it in different ways.
yeah,
Um, I like the neon beer sign that I use for my logo every once in a while, more so than this one. But I'm gonna stick with this one because it's a representation of my company, and it doesn't strictly talk about in your face with like a neon beer sign that it's all about drinking, because it's not. Because I get asked that all the
Right.
time. Oh, casual drinker. I'm like, it's actually casual dinking, but kind of based on casual drinking. Drinking. So, but yeah, it's just casual lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's what it's
Absolutely.
about.
I really like it. It's catchy too because again, you can be a casual dinker, but then you also can be a casual drinker, right? I mean,
Yeah,
so goes hand in hand. So yeah, I mean, I like it, and it's so hard, man. Like especially if you're the one designing your own stuff, right? It's just so hard to find the right font, to find the right
yeah,
colors and what matches, what this and what looks good and what doesn't. It's not easy to come up with the next design or the next shirt or the next hat or whatever it is that you're thinking your next drop. It's extremely hard because you want to please your clients, right? You want your company to do good, you
yeah,
know. So no, what is your niche? And I think that's one of the things that we struggle at first, right? What is our niche? Who do we want to service in a way, right?
yeah,
And now it's like, okay, I want to do this. So I'm from the 80s, so I'm an 80s baby, and I like bright colors. I don't know if you can tell that, so, so I like bright colors. I like that 80s style, things like that. And that's kind of like how I feel that I represent my company with all those colors to all those people that like those bright
yeah,
colors, you know, and have that style on the court and off the court. I try to make it where you can wear it anywhere, anywhere,
hmm
time doesn't matter, cold or hot. You know what I mean? You're at the beach, you're at the court, whatever it is, and it just takes a lot of time. It
it does.
just
Yeah,
really, so
yeah, and come on with the designs too, like you said. You want to please your customers, and that's tough because you might have a design that you really like, or a color that you think, man, this is shit hot, but your customers might not think so. And that's the tough part, gauging what your customers like and what you might like, and then trying to mirror the two. That's tough. That's like, I have a crap ton of different designs that just don't sell, but I freaking love them. But that's okay. That's why I just keep pumping out shirts, just because I like people to have a variety. As long as if they get one and it makes them happy and makes them laugh or makes their buddies go, "Dude, that's an awesome shirt." That's what we tried to do here at Casual Dinker, or at least myself. That's what I try to do,
yeah,
is try to bring a little bit of joy, humor, and fun to the pickleball life that hopefully doesn't turn to like tennis where it's uppity and prissy and all that stuff. And I don't, I hope pickleball stays, I guess, at the level, I guess, where it's at right now. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and it's hard because now you can see the more you digest pickleball, right? The more you get into it, and the political side of the
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
You have all these pro players or prior tennis players that are retiring. You have all these professional athletes with mad money that they're coming in and they just want. It's fine. I mean, it's a business. It comes down to. I mean, everything is business, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody, which which I get it, and I think it's good for the sport. I really think that pickleball eventually will make it up to the Olympics. Now you can, I mean, if you follow it that much, you see that now colleges, prisons, like
Yep.
everybody is playing pickleball, and I think the sport is helping a lot of people. Is helping the humanity to find something different, right? Because the sport is not really hard,
Yeah.
right? The sport is not really hard. You can just dink around, be a casual dinker, right? Be a casual drinker, and then just play and have a good time.
Yep.
And you can also take it to a next level and go to tournaments and and try to be a professional. Uh, do I think that it will turn into more like a very difficult sport to join, or is going to be like that, especially with everything that is happening? Not necessarily, because
Yeah.
there's many of us that won't make it to the pro league, right? They won't get selected to be a pro, but yet we're still good
Yeah.
players. You know what I mean? Still good players, and I think it's going to be a huge community of people in the world playing pickleball,
Yeah.
basketball, tennis, every but you're always going to have those preppy people that kind of like tennis, right? Hey, you know what? Kind of like golf,
Yeah.
right? Golf,
Yeah.
golf is the same thing. If you don't wear that kind of shirt, you're not you're not one of us, type of
Yeah.
thing. So
I
you don't
agree.
have that of clubs, then you're not one of us. So, but yeah,
All right. Let's see what's my next question.
you said you had six. So I don't know, man. This feels like a college that evaluation. I think I'm gonna get tested, evaluated at the end of this call. This is gonna
All right. I'll two more questions.
You're good. You're good.
What's your go-to paddle, or what paddle do you utilize on a consistent basis, and why?
You gotta go there, huh? All right. All right. So my first paddle that I've used. Okay, I'm a Tyson McGuffin fan.
Yeah,
That
same here.
that
Yep.
that's good, right? Electric dude. Just everything is just cool. Just different dude. And since I found out that he was Selkirk guy, he was Selkirk, I stuck with Selkirk.
Okay. Yeah.
Selkirk has been my brand for paddle, and I love their business. I love their loyalty to the customer, right? And that's kind of why I choose them. I love the paddle, and I've used every single one of them. I'm an Invicta guy, so I love the long handle with the long face of a
Yep.
paddle. So I started with the Invicta, and I just fell in love with it, right? It gives you more reach, right?
Yep.
Um, and I'm 5'11", so then I still have that that extra with the paddle and everything. And I've every new paddle that they come up with, and I see the Tyson one. Now Tyson plays for Jola, but prior to doing all that whole contract thing, every paddle that he had, I try to get, right.
Oh,
So I've
nice.
probably 5, 6 different paddles now. And my wife just kind of like looks at me like, "What the hell do you want another paddle?" Well, this is the new one, but it just gives me a lot more. Depends on. So I have the power air right now, right, and it just depends on how I want to play, the consistency. At first, I really like the what was it called, the honeycomb ones, so like the very thick ones.
I don't
I
know the
don't know.
name of them, but
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
so kind of like the one that I won from you. You
Yeah.
know how thick. Okay, so
The
that
16 millimeter.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one has more absorption, right, of the hit. So that was the kind of paddle that I started with, and then I switched to the very thin one that doesn't have that much absorption. So because I started like dinking more, right? So I was elevating my game, and I felt that I was being okay, not to sound cocky or anything, but I was just being good with the other one. So I said, you know what? I see these other new paddles, and people were talking about it. Well, this one doesn't absorb the shock so much, so then you have to be more precise with the paddle, and you have to take that that hit with your body in order, or with your hand and your wrist, in order to not hit the ball so hard.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge that I really liked, and that's what I wanted to do, right? So that's how when I switched from a regular paddle to the very thin one, which is the power air. I'm not really like a power dude, right? I don't. Eventually, occasionally, I hit
Yeah.
drives. I'm trying to elevate my game so where I can do better third drop shots. I can dink more, and I can be a lot more patient, because that's what elevates your game and it takes you to the next level. Because a lot of those higher players, that's the kind of game that they want to play.
Yep.
They
Yep.
play just smashers all the time here and there, because but it seems like not that's what it's turning like, because if you've seen pickleball tournaments, the PPA and the APP, that's pretty much what they're doing now. They're just smashing the damn ball. But no, Selkirk's been my paddle. Uh and like I've always said, when people have asked me before, um because I've also like not necessarily teach people, because I'm not no coach or nothing, but people see me, they're like, oh man, you play so good, you're a good player, like what do you do? And kind of give some advice to people sometimes. And I've tried different paddles to kind of like prove a point, because they're
Yeah.
always because of your Selkirk, it's because of your paddle. And I'm like, not necessarily. It has nothing to do with the brand of the paddle. It's just how you play. Like if
Yeah.
you know how to play, you can play with any paddle, really. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, I agree with that. Yeah, because you could take any pro and give them a paddle, no matter what it is, and they're going to do really well
Yeah,
with it, right? Because
yeah.
they know how to play. So, yeah.
So
I started off with a paddle tech, a Tempest, because that's what my mother-in-law was using, and I played with that, and I was like, "That's a pretty nice paddle," so I bought one. And then she let me use her Yola. I forget which one it was, but
yeah,
it was pretty good. But it had the longer handle. It was like a 5.5 or a 5.4, and I loved it just due to that extra reach. Man,
yep.
that makes it so nice. So when I made my paddles, I made sure that they were the longer handled and a longer bodied one. And I just use my paddles now just because I have a plethora of them. So might as well burn through them.
No, like
But I like them. I like the thick ones. I
yeah,
yeah
no, like I said, like thanks for that paddle, by the way,
yeah
and tried it out. Like so, I took it to one of the leagues that I'm in, and I was playing with it. People say, "Oh, you change your paddle, like you switch paddles," and I'm like, "I'm just testing it out, just to see how it is."
yeah
Uh, kind of like explain that I it was a gift and whatever, and just giving a good shout out and just giving feedback because people really need that to know if it's a good paddle. I mean, so again, it is a great paddle. I think it is, and it doesn't matter. So yeah, I mean, and obviously you had to play with your own paddle, man. I mean, it's not like you know what I mean.
yeah. No, I enjoy it. Um, but yeah, they're nothing special. They're beginner to intermediate level paddle for sure. But
But that's
yeah,
perfect because that's pretty much what people are looking for, right? I
yeah.
think that right now the sport, or I want to have a nice paddle. What is a nice paddle? I don't know. Like not everybody has like $300-400 to drop on a paddle.
No,
You know what I mean? And
no,
so I think the entry level paddles. I've been thinking about making some paddles, also, but I'm so focused on my clothes,
yeah,
right? I'm so focused on that. We think about what to drop next, right? We go back to this, right? What to drop next and everything. Uh, Here we're in Picklenova. We are a clothing brand. Okay, so we are focusing on that much on clothes, on providing the athletic wear
yeah,
for anybody. In reality, you don't have to play pickleball to wear Picklenova. You know what I mean? You can wear Picklenova to the gym, to go for a hike or whatever. You know what I mean? So, um, not necessarily, but I've thought about it. You know what I mean? I saw when you started dropping all those paddles, I'm like, oh man, he took my idea. You know what I mean? I was happy because you just had to come up with different
yeah,
ideas of what's going to for your brand, man. And I think that's great. I think it's a great paddle. Again, going back to that, just promoting that, right? That it's not there's nothing wrong to have an entry level item in your collection, right? And I think that puts you on the market for people that are looking for that good looking paddle, something affordable. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Uh, and then, hey, I think the design is dope. It has the longer handle. For some of us, they really like that, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, no, I think it's great.
Oh, well, wasn't a promotion of my paddle, but I appreciate that.
That's what we're here for too. You know, I mean, introducing ourselves,
Yeah,
letting people who we really are, what kind of who is Rob, the owner of Casual Dinker, who is Rodrigo, the owner of Picklenova. Like, do people really know us? Do people even know who we are, where we come from, what is our passion, and why we do what we do, right? And
yeah,
I think it's great, and I really appreciate it because whoever is watching is getting to know the other side of who runs the business, right?
yep,
Who is behind those those videos that you put on, or my my advertising and things like that, or my marketing. You know, who is doing all that stuff? Do people really understand who we are?
yeah,
I don't know.
yep. Yeah, it's easier to do a format like this than just trying to type it out and just through pictures or little videos. This is the best way to for people to get to know who we are and what we stand for and what we're trying to promote. With our with the ideas that we push forward. You know, for
Yeah,
sure. That's why I did this.
yeah, absolutely.
All right. Last question I got for you.
All right.
What shot in pickleball do you have on lockdown? What is your lockdown shot?
Oh,
People know not to hit it in that certain area because they know damn well that you're going to get it every time.
that's a good one. You know, that's I don't know if I have. Oh man, I have too many that I personally love to do. Right?
Yeah.
They anticipate my shots. I don't know. We will have to ask people that I play. You know, to ask people that are watching this video. Um, I love doing Ernie's.
Yeah.
Ernie's, Ernie's. I like doing those. And I like to take advantage of that, especially when you're trying to like dink and then you uh, try to do popping that ball. ATPs, right?
Yeah.
ATPs are one of my favorite ones. I have been told that I have a crazy serve. Now,
That's what someone said on the chat. Yeah, your serve is tough to return, and
yep,
your drive is a good one too.
okay, so you know what I mean? It's again, it's just drilling, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is practicing drilling, and I think any professional will say that. Anybody that is watching this will tell you, in order to be good, I mean, I need to choose. But again, I, I play so much pickleball. I love it so much, and that is why the passion for Picklenova. Picklenova is passionate about, yes, pickleball, but I'm passionate about providing the perfect fit for whatever it is that you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Clothing wise, you want to show it off, you want to chill in your house with a nice, hoodie or whatever, do that, right? So, but I practice. I play, I would say maybe like 4 or 5 times a
Oh,
week, right?
wow.
And I play when everybody's asleep at home.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the only. I mean, I was telling you that's the only time that I can play. But yeah, my drives, my serve. I'm trying to get better at lobbing,
That's a tough one for me too. Yeah.
right? Because you just have to calculate how tall your opponent is,
Yeah.
or if they have hops or not. There's some people that you're like, oh man, underestimate this guy. He don't know how to jump, and then out of a sudden you love that, and it's like it's coming back at you. So, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Mine are usually too short or too long. I. It's just that like you said, it's gauging how much power you put into it to go up over your opponent. If you know if they can jump or not. That's the tough, and trying to make that decision in a split moment can be tough at times.
So very true. We get excited, kind of like what we were talking
Yep.
earlier, right? We
Yep.
get excited, emotions come in, and this is what I've done and what I've learned by doing tournaments, right? You have to control your emotions, especially when you're playing in tournaments, because it's a different ball game, right? It's a different mentality. And yes, like one person said over Steve Carlson said, against who you play, like your
Yep.
competition, you need to gauge who you're playing with, because if you're playing with a lot of dinkers, man, like it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a great
Yep.
game. You have to bring a game when it comes to dinking, right? And I think that's key in pickleball. That's why I think I like playing with people that are better than me, and I don't mind being the underdog because it makes me be better
Yep.
when I know that you play better than me, or that you can just place the ball wherever you want to, and I'm challenged to get that ball, right? Uh, Long shots, that's frustrating because I've done it all the time in every single tournament. I get excited, and it takes me maybe like 2 3 games into the tournament to calm my ass down.
Yeah.
But those first 3 games I do horrible because
Yeah.
I feel that power will conquer the point, and is it too long? My serves are too long, right? Or I just hit it on the angles, right on the sides, and it's out of
Yep.
bounds.
Yep. Same here. Same
You know,
problem. Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, no consistency, practicing, doing more stuff. So yeah, I mean, and your opponent is key too.
Yep. Yep. I would say for me, people know not to at least put it 3 or 4 feet above the net if I'm at the line, because I will drive it right back at your feet. And I have a pretty good forward hand flick
Okay.
where I slap it and I can drive it really well like that. But all the rest of my forehands really suck, so it has to be almost perfect for me to get that. But and usually when I'm at the line and I go for my forward hand, and if it's really low, I'll crab. I'll get almost my ass is almost on the ground to where I can line of sight the top of the net and I'll drive it right over. So I get a lot of compliments on that, or a lot of weird stares because I get so stinking low at the net.
You're doing squatties, man. You're doing them
Yeah,
squats. Okay,
yeah.
so let me ask you this. Uh, what is your weakest, right, on pickleball right now? Like that you think you need to practice more to get better?
It is defense at the kitchen line, being able because I'll stand there and hold my paddle out front, but it's the wing shot where I have to face my paddle forward or off to the side. It's that and foot movement. I need to work better on my moving my feet more often
Okay.
instead of really reaching. Take a few steps and then get to it. Those are things I have to consciously think about when I'm playing
So
to remind myself.
so
So
the blocking then. The
yeah,
blocking.
blocking.
Yep.
Yep, I do
Block,
okay, but if it's in a tight spot, so if it's closer to my right side, I have a hard time getting to it, or the angle of my paddle's in the wrong position, so I either pop it up or it goes into the
yeah.
net.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
those are definitely like hard to manage that or to get better with that, right?
yeah.
Okay, I want to do something. I know that you're done with your questions, but I want to ask whoever is watching, right? So everybody that is watching this video, if they have any questions for either Rob with Casual Dinker or for me with Picklenova, anything you want to ask, I'll take first question. So let's see who can ask something. Do we even have any viewers? Can you see if we have any viewers?
It looks
Because
like
it's just
we have maybe one.
okay. Well, then I guess that person can ask anything they want.
Yeah, I think the most we had on was five at a time, so that's pretty good.
That's for our first video together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Here's a question. When are we playing any tournament together? By Steve Carlson to you.
Wait, oh, to me? I was asking me.
Yeah.
You, you you let me know. You let me know. You know where to find me. Uh, I'm waiting for you, baby. Let's go, Steve.
Well, that's a good question. When is the next tournament that you're playing in? Or you?
Well, that is a very good question because I was gonna play on that trick or treat at the
Yep.
shed, right? If you don't know, but the shed is kind of like my headquarters. That's where I started.
Yep.
But unfortunately, I won't be able to play because I got something else going on that weekend. Uh, but I don't know yet. I don't know what next tournament. What is the next one? Uh, right now, I'm like so focused on Picklenova.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just trying to dedicate more time to the business than playing. Because I think I've been playing a lot. you know, uh, but no, any other tournament, whoever see if you want to play, let me know. Uh, what about you, Rob? I know you're playing on that. You mentioned something soon.
Sorry. Yeah. So October, I'll be playing in that one. I'm not familiar of any other tournaments that are coming up. At the end of October, I got some surgery I got to get done, and now put me out of commission for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
So, but I just need to find a dedicated 4.0 partner that I can start drilling with and then entering these tournaments. I do have a friend in Colorado. He runs Pickle or Die on Instagram. His name's Greg. He said once I get up to the 4 or 5 level, that he wants to start tournament with me at like the MPL and stuff like that. So I think that's going to be a little bit out of my league, but we'll see. Maybe I'll drive over to Colorado and hit him up in a tournament. Maybe early next year. So
Nice. Hey, that'll be an exciting and nerve-wracking experience, right? I mean,
right,
holy shit, yeah.
I would feel like
That,
I would really have to perform well, and I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling going into something where you have to feel like I have to do well, because then it just takes all the fun out of it.
yeah, all that pressure, right? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I hear you. I hear you. Hey, but it'll be fun, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. It'd be a good step. Yeah, because I want to get better. I want to get better. I want to play in more tournaments, and because like you, I'm competitive and I want to have the feeling of winning.
Yeah, it,
Yeah,
it is a good feeling. So
yeah,
yeah, no, like I said, man, I think what you need to do, like if you want to get there, it's just drilling, practicing, playing more tournaments, because I that has helped me a lot. And it takes a minute. It takes like time to find that compatible partner that you can play together with. And not only that, but it takes many tournaments playing together to be able to be successful in
yeah,
the,
yeah.
you know what I mean? You and I can be both very good players, but if you put us together, it's kind of like LeBron and Anthony Davis, right? Great players, but look what the Lakers have done. They haven't done really anything. Oh, she's talking shit about the Lakers now. But it's just something like, so you need to find that person that really works well, but
Yeah,
it takes time. But no, man, just continue with that. I'm not a greatest player or anything like that, but I do have the passion. I love playing, and like I said, if I could, I would play all day, every day.
yeah. If my body let me, I would do the same.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Yeah. Well, I think we've been going at it for about an hour
Yeah,
now.
I think people are probably tired of us now.
Yeah. I know you got some comments about your shirt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well,
It's a fucking awesome shirt.
it's October, right? So I said, hey, breast cancer awareness, right? So why not represent with a hot pink shirt from
Heck
Picklenova? Uh,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I can't see any of the comments anymore. I think my screen froze. So
So this
yeah,
is from Pickleball Times official. It says, love you guys. That shirt though, he's talking about your shirt, and then Duper 4 baby. That's what he said fire. So
yeah, baby. I know this is not a marketing session or anything, but just remember we have a summer sale, picklenova.com, 45% off until tomorrow midnight. All right. So if you want to get the hot pink shirt, we have it in short sleeve and long sleeve. So, hit up the website if you want to get some swag. Summer sale is your code, 45% off.
heck yeah. Yeah, make sure you guys do that for sure. Because they literally have some of the best designs for performance stuff. Even the women's skirts, or is that how you say it,
Yeah,
skirt?
yeah.
Man, they're awesome. They are awesome looking. I love them. If I
Thank
was a girl, I'd be wearing them.
you. My private one just to see if I look good in it. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know if I can wear that on the court. Imagine that.
No, but take a picture and put it on your website, right?
Oh, that'll be
All
hilarious. That'll be
right.
hilarious.
If we ever play in a tournament together, we'll do that. We'll wear
Uh,
skirts.
oh, all
uh, I won't have no. I'll wear it. I don't care.
right, let's
I'm,
do it. Let's, why not?
oh man. All right. Well, it was nice talking with you, Rodrigo.
Hey, you as well, Rob.
Yep.
Thanks again. Appreciate you. Hey, guys, you know what I mean? Even though two different companies support this dude, Casual Dinker, two different ideas, designs, right? I think the passion that you and I have is the same. Both veterans, so we do want to serve our people. We do want to serve that community. We're trying to do this thing for a good cause. Uh, I love your designs, and you nailed it. You said it right. You want to have a shirt that is funny, that makes people laugh, or just feel comfortable. Hey, this is who I represent. Mine is performance, and then just look good on the court.
Yep.
But we still have the same focus. I feel so.
Yep. I agree.
Dude, his company, great. So no, I appreciate you, man. I really do. And thanks again for this invite. And then just hit me up whenever you want to hit the courts, dink around for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't drink, but I'll bring my Coke Zero. How's that?
This is non-alcoholic, so we're good. I like beer, but uh, I'm not into getting drunk
Yeah,
anymore. Hangovers suck.
yeah. When you get a lot older.
Yeah.
I, uh,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, take it easy, man, and thanks. And we'll have to do this more often for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it.
All
This
right.
was
Cool.
all right, man. Have a good
Hey,
one.
we'll see you.
Later.
Bye, everyone.
Later.